So, dear students who are in the online, am I audible? All of you confirm it once. So let us, Ankit, I am 5 minutes late, ma, because of admins did not start my system. So that's why I'm 5 minutes late. Okay. So let us move to the next discussion, continuous discussion of it. Okay. So last session, we have completed the discussion related to exceptions. In that, we discussed about various forms of except blocks, and varieties of except blocks, how to write it and all, we learned in the class. And the default block, I hope I did not write exception syntax. So I think this default block deals with the default block, form 3. I did not write, I hope so. I will write it the syntax. I will upload. I shown you the example might be, but I did not show you the syntax here. So we will write except block. Specific exceptions we will write it. And we never write here except like this. We will take like this. This is what we are going to get this point. Try dot of except block, which is written here. Okay. So last time already we dealt with this. All the default except blocks must be written in the last. I told yesterday, I shown you the error also. The default except block must be written. Where you will write? Must be written at last. Right. So coming to the point back, this is what various except blocks. Now today's session, I'm going to enter into the most important discussion called how to deal with programmer defined exceptions. Raise keyword I'm going to discuss. Yeah. So let us go to the index part once. Let us go to the index part, and there predefined exceptions and these keywords 4 we discussed it. Now we are going to enter into where? Raise. In syntax also we learned, and some examples, various blocks. And we are entering into development of programmer defined exceptions. I am going to discuss. So let us start with this development of programmer defined exceptions. Very, very important and more easy when you catch it. Right. Fine. Pooja, when you go for this module not found error, I told you, Nama, how to copy 2 or more addresses in the path variable. Semicolon you need to give. I already told you, semicolon you must do it. I already explained that in the session. I shown you in that. Please, Pooja, try once again, ma. Semicolon you give it. Okay. Don't give colon, give semicolon. Okay. Right. So take care about that. Now, let us continue about how to develop programmer defined exceptions. So simple, students. Why do you need these programmer defined exceptions? First of all, try to understand programmer defined exceptions, who develop. I already explained it. Types of exceptions in the class. You see programmer defined exceptions, that is predefined exceptions already. Programmer defined exceptions you see carefully, which is developed by Python programmers. They are available in Python project and used by Python programmers. And they are always used by dealing with common problems. What are the common problems are getting? These are the various common problems we are getting. So this part I will copy as it is, and I will elaborate once again. Here. So I'm going to discuss programmer defined exceptions developed by Python programmers, and we are going to see a most important session today. Okay. And I'm using another side. I'm going to explain which keyword also parallelly. Raise keyword also I'm going to explain. Raise keyword also I'm going to explain. What is that raise keyword? We are going to discuss in the class. So let us start with the raise keyword and all those discussion in our class. Fine. As a part of this discussion, understand me, these exceptions developed by Python programmers and they are available in Python project used by other Python programmers, and they are always dealing with what problems? Common problems. And what are the common problems we are getting here? Some of the common problems are, you are attempting to enter invalid pin. Invalid pin is nothing but what? Wrong input. Every wrong input is considered as exception. So exception means what to create? Object. So to create an object, what is required? Some class is required. Some class is required. So such a type of class was not there in the predefined libraries. Okay. So we need to develop our own code. That is known as which exception? Programmer defined exceptions we can call. If you want to invalid username or password, invalid username and password, also called invalid input, exception. Exception means object to create. To create an object, what is required? Class is required. Like that, any sort of problem is coming in our project, immediately we must go for what? Exception class I need to take it. So how to develop that exception class is our major goal in today's class. Okay. Now, see my dear students, to develop, I am going to write it. To develop, very, very easy. To develop programmer defined exceptions, programmer defined exceptions, programmer defined exceptions, we must follow the following steps. We must follow the following steps. What are those steps? I just want to discuss. Look at that. Step number 1, some number of steps are there. Step number 2, only 2 steps are there. And third step is very simple, not necessary to worry about it. Ma? Problem, huh? So you just call one person outside and he will switch off that. So coming to the point of it, just to call other part, he will take care of it. So now coming to the step number 1, step number 2, I am going to explain here. Step number 1, step number 2, I will take care of it. What are those steps? Before that, I want to give you one small chart I want to explain. Some small chart I want to explain. Let us go to this now. I am going to introduce exception handling. A small diagram I want to write it. Try to understand, my dear students. Here, I am going to write it. Some small diagram I am going to write it. A small diagram I am going to explain. Look at all of you, try to understand me. So here, some sort of exceptions I am going to discuss. Right. What is the first one I am going to discuss? All of you go on, tell me. 0, come on, division error. 0 division error. So you have seen already in the class. When do you get 0 division error? Come on, today is a very important and very sensitive topic. 0 division error. When do you get 0 division error? When the denominator is 0, you will get 0 division error. Okay, very good. When do you get a value error? When the number is improper, you will get what? Yes. Next I am going to give you type error. You have already seen. When you are passing wrong arguments to the function, you will get what? Right. When you do invalid operation on the data also, you will get type error. Next, moreover, you will get it. Module not found error. It is also called one more type of error. When the module is not properly imported, not properly specified, you will get module not found error. Next is called what? Key error. Next is called what? Index error. Next is called what? Attribute error. Next we are going to see what? What else? Key error, index error, attribute error. Next is called what? Name error. Next is called what? Indentation error. Next we are going to see what? Syntax error. syntax error. Next, what else? Unbound. Did you remember? Unbound. Local error. Yes, correct. So we have seen in where local variable, global variable, sometimes we got this type of thing. Like that, if I go on into further discussion now, file not found error. After that topic, we will enter into that. File not found error. File not found error. Like that, I am going to introduce lot more things. Like this, I am going to introduce lot more things. So this is comes under number of exceptions what we have it. These are all comes under separate class names. These are every exception name is called one type of what? Class name. Every exception is comes under one type of class name. My dear students, I am trying to tell in this class here very, very easily. All these classes are one important word I am using and related to OOPS features now. These are all comes under subclasses of, first time you are hearing the word called subclasses. There is nothing but subclasses means derived classes or child classes. I'll give a small example. Or there is one more kind of class is there. Anyone you can take it, either exception or base exception. These are called superclass for all the classes. Superclass for all the classes. A small example I want to give you. Let me mention it and I will elaborate it. Nothing to worry. Until you explain, I will go on giving that. This is called superclass for all exceptions. Superclass for all exceptions. And these classes are these classes which I just wrote it. These classes, whatever I wrote it. These classes, whatever I wrote it, are comes under subclasses. These are all comes under what you know, sub or derived or child, exception subclasses, child exception classes we can call. Fine. So when I am going to say it is child classes and all those things, when I am going to say all these classes are inheriting from where? All these classes are getting the properties from where? From the base class called exception. In a simple sentences, if you want me to understand in an easy manner, for example, you are all my students, subclasses you are all to me, and I am going to be a super class for you. In a simple manner, you try to understand. So this is called here teacher, and this is called what? Student. Is called a student. So student 1, next is called a student 2, next is called a student 2. Like that, n number of students will be there. Did you understand? Now come on to the point of it. Now I am going to give you the clarity. How the code is written? Class, teacher. Don't worry today. I am going for all of a sudden OOPS feature I am introducing. In OOPS features, I am explaining detailed discussion about classes and objects. Because without this concept of class, I cannot move further. Because at this time, I have to tell this concept. Class teacher. So far, we learned only name of the class, int, float. All these things are what? Classes. Because we are going today, our own exception. Our own exception means our own class need to define. So class teacher, there I need to write it. Something will be writing that you don't worry what is written inside. We never bother about at this time of it. In the further I am going to come into the class. There I will explain. Okay. Now I am going to write it. Class teacher. And this is containing some information inside of it. Some properties are present. Now class student 1. Class student 1. Here I am writing. Class student 1 of, actually in other languages some syntax will be there. C++ object oriented, Java object oriented. Now Python is also object oriented. Student 1 in the bracket I am writing from where you are inheriting the features. I am writing what? Teacher. What is the meaning of it? Indentation. All the features of student, all the properties of student are coming to where? Student 1. So I will be getting something inside of it. So the total knowledge of teacher is coming to student. So student is called what? One derived class. Teacher is called what? One base class or super class. I hope you are following me. I think it is not bouncing. Suppose you want to become musician, for example. You want to become a musician. So musician you want to become. So to become a musician, you require one senior musician or not? So a musician is inheriting the properties from where? Senior musician. For example, just to try to take this. A senior musician you are taking. Just you are writing something like a pass. What is that sentence, ma? The senior musician is called base class. It is a super class. And a musician is called what? Yours. And the properties of musician, senior musician coming to where? Junior musician. The teacher properties are coming to where? Similarly, if you follow me concept here, class zero division error is inheriting from where? Exception. Class value error is inheriting from where? That means how you can write the code, how the code of value error was written. Class, what is the name of that? Value error of what? Exception. Don't worry about it. That is how it is written here. Because of this, I just say pass. What that value error is called? Subclass of exception class. You can also write a class which error? Type error of what you can write? Base exception. Anything you can write, students, no problem. Base exception. I say what? Pass. So here type error is a subclass of what? Base exception or exception. Type error is a subclass of this. Tomorrow, if you want to make your class also want to become an exception class, how do you develop it? Class. What is my class name today? Pin error. What is my error name? I want to develop my own exception. Pin error. Of where are you taking from? That's it. Say what here? Pass, for example. Easy to develop or difficult to develop? So what is the class and all those things? You leave it to me. I will take care of it in the class. This is called a simple skeleton part of it. How to develop our own exceptions. How to develop our own exceptions. I just gave some small clarity to you. So this is comes under a pin error is called one type of programmer defined exception. So this is comes under what the diagram left side is written. Exception handling hierarchy chart. So let us go back to this place. What is the step number 1? Choose the programmer defined class name. Programmer defined class name. Okay, that is the first thing. Second thing is what? The programmer defined class must inherit from where? Must inherit from either what ma? Exception or base exception. Must inherit from either exception or what? Right. In the bracket, I can write it here. Exception or base exception. Exception or what? Base exception. Exception or called, what is that? Exception base classes or base classes in exception handling. In where? Exception handling. This is one small word you remember. When I come to my OOPS, see once when I come to my full stack data science, there it is going to be OOPS topic is there. There it is classes topic separate, constructor separate, encapsulation separate, destructor separate, inheritance separate. So much of discussion will be made in the class. I will explain so many discussions in the class. Today just I am giving to you method overriding, pickling and unpickling, polymorphism, classes and objects. So see how many big discussion will be made in the class. And you see class, syntax for dealing with the defining the class. See how much syntax I used to define. How much big syntax I am having. This big syntax, I will explain everything. What is the meaning of this? What is this entire thing? I will explain. At this point of time, don't worry about that entire discussion. Only these two things. One is what? Choose the programmer defined class. The programmer defined class must inherit either from exception or from base exception. And next is called what? Next is called what? These exception and base exception are comes under what? Base classes are super classes in exception handling. And I must save it on some file name. That step number 3 need not to write it. So students who are in the online, did you understand this, students? Yes, ma. Kunal, that is what I'm saying this. This is what I'm coming to this. What I'm saying is either you can take exception. This exception was there from the 3.7 onwards. And this is also there in the Python 3.10 version, recently released it. Either you can take exception or you can take base exception. There is no difference. Depends on the version, you can use it. Are you okay? Of course, this is available from this present version onwards. Exception and base exception, any one of it you can use. There is no problem at all. Okay, no? So shall I move forward? Right. So coming to the point of ma, right? Okay, ma, Pooja. So you are in which stage you are asking? So we are in the exception stages. I will tell you the stage number for it. Nothing to worry, ma. That stages I'll clarify when you are going to enter into the oops level. Oops level, when I come to that, I'll go to that. So I added 3 more stages to my existing Python. Because it is not a social studies to say only this is cut off. Because when new things are coming, I am adding to that. That also I will explain in the class. So let me give an elaborated, deep discussion in the subject. Pooja, so don't worry about the which stage, ma. I will explain to you. Yeah. So let us go to that. I'll go to that. Yes, ma. Kurva. Thank you. So let us move to the further discussion. So shall we go for the example now? Right. So I'm going to the small example. First, I will take it. Because if I write all of a sudden big example, level 1, level 2, level 3. Our level 3 example, you see, I will go for this case study. That is the last final stage. So let me go to the first simple example. Shall we open the notes? Yeah, open the notes, all of you. Yes, ma, Kurva. Right, correct. So, right, ma, Dheeraj. Good. Let open the notes. Define a programmer defined exception class. Define a programmer defined exception class. Define a programmer defined exception class. Define a programmer defined exception class for dealing with division by zero problems. Division by zero problems. Very small example I will give you. Division by zero problems. Or, one more you write it. Or, define an exception, define a programmer defined exception class. 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 Which act like, which works like, you write, which works like, which works like, which works like, which works like zero division error class. Which works like zero division error. How do you write? Zero space division space error? Huh? No. Zero division error. Capital Z-D-E capital. Yes. Like that. Zero division error. Did you understand the question first? Because this is a very important for your real-time studies. Come on. So I don't want to use zero division error. I want to write my own error. Okay, na? Shall we start? What is my class I am taking? I need to develop a class which works like a zero division error. So I am taking my own program. Let us go to the program. I will take, yes, here you come, Python. What I am taking? Class. Which class I am taking? My own class I will take. Which class I am taking? KVR 0, KVR division error. KVR division error. KVR division error. This is my class. Right. So coming to the point of it, class, Ajay, listen ma, listen, very good, so very good, you understand that logic, what we are going to, yeah. So coming to that, class, KVR division error is my class, normal class. It has to take from where? Exception. Or we have to take from where? Base exception. Colon, just a pass, that's it. What are my steps? Say what? Step number 1. Step number 1, choosing your class name. Step number 2 is what? Inheriting from exception, that's it. This is just like a comment I am giving. Just a pass, that's it. Pass means what? I am not writing the body. I am instructing the PVM, no, don't consider the body, you consider only up to that part. Okay, what is my thing I am writing? I say kvr.py. What is kvr.py? Is a file name and what? Acts as what? Yes, module name. Acts as which name? Yes, this program defines what? Programmer defined exception and acts like what? Acts like what? 0 division on what? Error. And works like, I can say, works like 0 division error. Okay, well, so 0 division error is called one of the predefined property. KVR division error is called our own property, which I am developing, which works like what? 0 division error. This is comes under one type of development. What is my file name? KVR1.py. Please save it. I'm going to give you exceptions. I'm going to start with case 1. Case 1 is the first example I'm going to enter into that. Yeah, kvr.py. This is one type of done. Yes, ma, Kuruva. I told you, no, ma, pass. Pass is a keyword. Once again, I am saying, ma, Kuruva, listen. Pass is a keyword which makes the PVM to understand. Don't consider the indentation block. Suppose if I don't write this, see 1 minute. So where we started using in our beginning days only. Look at ma, Kuruva, once again. See, if I am writing, here I am writing, A is equal to what? True. If A, indentation, immediately after indentation, what should I write it? Say something like what? Hello. Else, what I should say? I am saying hi. I am just writing. Here there is no pass. Why? After indentation, what is there? Indentation block is there. After else is there, another indentation block is there. Okay. Please come to that. Guru, I am telling to you, ma. .py. Save this code. I am getting. Go to this location and try to save it. Test.py. Go this ma. Here I say KVR. Python. Say 9 AM. Exceptions here. Say py. I am saying that the test.py. Hello. Because it is a true. Now I will say, for example, here it is false. I am going to say it is hi. Suppose, for example, here I don't want to write any indentation block. For various reasons, I may not plan for else. Later I may plan it. Else I am writing, but later I may plan it to write the body. That time, if I don't write indentation block, Just if I leave like that, you will get error. What is that error? Indentation error. Expected indentation block after which block? As this is the one which is going to be during the execution time you are getting. That time I want my PVM not to consider which block? Indentation block. I want to suggest my PVM and Python compiler don't consider which block? Indentation block. So pass is a keyword which instructs the Python compiler and PVM. Ignore what? Indentation block. Execute now. You never get any output here because it is a false. False means coming to where? Else part. Else part. I hope. Now you are writing what next? True. Once you write true, what is happening? You see, hello, we got it. Did you understand? Kuruva, is it clear, ma? Is it clear today regarding that? Yes, good. Today, after this, if I don't write this part here, I did not write any pass. You go to this, and of course, this is called case 1. Case 1, ma. Please look at that. I am saying that py, kvr.py, you will get an error. You will get an error. Which block? Indentation block. Definitely, I need to write what? Indentation block, you need to write it. But I am not interested to write any indentation block. No need to write. So I will say simply what? Pass. Once you say pass, nothing will happen. No output is coming. It is my class is ready. What class I made it ready? KVR division error. KVR division error. Are you able to understand? Right. So, coming to the point of it, Pranav, listen, ma. Listen, you will understand very perfectly. Let me complete my explanation. Right. Function is not necessary, ma. Did I say, Pranav, every exception is a function or class? Pranav, in my previous concept, exception is a class or function? Class, I said. Then where is the question of function, ma? Where is the question of function? Please think about it. So I wrote only class. Okay. Now this is called my class. It is finished. It is called phase number 1. Second phase I am going to. What is the first phase development I did? In development of programmer defined exceptions, there are 3 phases will be there. First development is what? Exception class development. Second one is what? It's usage. Now I am going to take. Look at this program. This program accept 2 values from main program and computes their division. Computes their division. From which program they are accepting? Right. Now I am going to DEF function I am taking. Division. See that, students? Division of A comma B for a few minutes. Pass. I am giving my file name as what? div.py, divop.py. It is called what now? File name, and what? Acts as what name? Very good. Module name. Very good. Division. Now I am removing pass. Now I need to calculate the division or not? Very good. If I write C is equal to A by B, this is the way so far we have written it. Whenever I wrote C is equal to A plus A by B, the PVM is checking whether the B value is 0 or non-zero. If it is a 0, PVM is automatically, implicitly raising. What is raising? 0 division error. Predefined exception is raising because it was written the code in internally. When the denominator is 0, automatically what is raising? 0 division error is raising. Right? So here also, since I am not interested to use which error? 0 division error. I am interested to use my own exception. I will write one condition. What is the condition, my dear students? If B is equal to 0, what is the B value here? Denominator. If denominator is 0, what should I do? Raise the exception. Implicitly raising the exception. Which exceptions are implicitly raised? Predefined exceptions. Because Python PVM already equipped with what? Predefined exceptions. Go to Python environment once. Go to Python environment once. Python command prompt. See, my dear students. A value 10, A value 10, B value 0, C is equal to A by B. Here I did not write anything. Internally your PVM is having some checking process. If denominator is 0, implicitly, automatically, which keyword uses by the Python PVM? Raise. Which type of exception? Zero division error. Because of raising the exception, what is the message is coming by default? Technical error message. See that? What is the exception? Who is raising internally? PVM. Which keyword it is using? Raise. What is the keyword? So exception birth starts with which keyword? Raise. When the exception raised, you need to handle or not? Who will handle the exception? Try, except. Yes or no? Try and later which block? Else. Later which block? So what is the order of keywords of raising an exception? Raise, try and accept, else and finally. This is an order. So exception birth starts with what? Raise. Once the exception is raising, by default, which message is coming? Technical error message. To provide my own message, what is the messages? What is the blocks you have to use? Try and accept. Result will be in else. Resources relinquishing will be in finally. I hope you are following. Once again, S1 is equal to ABC. R is equal to something like a PQR. Now I am saying something like X is equal to S by R. String by string is possible or not possible? Not possible. Wrong operation on string. Type error will come. So implicitly, what is raising? Who is raising type error? PVM. Which keyword it is using internally? Raise keyword. Now, similarly, come back. If B is 0, you have to tell to PVM, don't raise your own exception called zero division error. You please raise my own exception. Tell me. Raise. Very simple, student. Raise. KVR. KVR. What is my error name? Division error. Raise my own exception. I am using explicitly raise keyword for raising which exceptions? Programmer defined exceptions. Implicitly raising which exceptions? Predefined. Explicitly raising which one? Programmer defined. Understand? KVR zero division error is a class name present into the module called what? KVR. KVR is a module name which contains the name of the class or not? A module is a collection of variable names, function names, and class names. So here, since I am using in this program, I must say what? From KVR module, import, what is it? KVR division error. Easy or difficult? Easy. If I don't import this, you will get an error. Okay. If my B is not 0, where it is coming? Else. Tell me, what should I say? Return A by B. Return A by B. Result will come or not? Result will be written. Understand, students? Very good. So this is nothing but raise is a keyword which is used for what? Hitting or generating or raising an exception when condition is satisfied. When some condition is satisfied. I hope you are understanding. People will ask compulsory question, what is the use of raise keyword? The purpose of raise keyword is to hit the exception. What is the meaning of hitting the exception? When denominator is 0, hit. When salary is negative, hit. When PIN number is wrong, hit. When amount is withdrawing more than your available balance, hit. When card is kept in reverse order, hit. Anything you do wrong, you hit it. That is called which keyword? Raise keyword. Raise is a keyword, yeah, Pavan Kalyan, triggering that exception. So hitting or generating or raising an exception when certain condition is satisfied. So of course you are understanding the another meaning of which keyword. So tell me, PVM uses raise keyword implicitly for hitting predefined exception. We are making the PVM to raise our own exception explicitly. So raise keyword is used to hit the exception when certain condition is satisfied. Good. Raise keyword always used inside of where? Function body. Function body. Did you understand? Because the functions are only doing the operation. During the operation, some exceptions are occurring. If the operations are customized like this, you are hitting the exception by yourself. Okay, na? Yeah. Let us go to that. This is called second phase. In second phase, what I am doing? Hitting the exception. In first phase, what I did? I developed the exception. In second phase, what I did? I developed the hitting the exception. In third phase, what I will do? I will handle the exception. Correct or not? So come on to the next point. Let us save it. divop.py. divop.py. Very good. Come on to the point of it. Yes, ma. This is called Kuruva. This is called class name, ma. Every programmer defined exception is called class or not? Every programmer defined. Every programmer defined class is called what? Class name, na? Exception is defined. This is a development of exception. Now this is called what? Hitting the exception. Hitting the exception, what is the syntax? Raise name of the class. What is that class name? Exception class. Understand? Kuruva, you got it, ma? So, coming to the point of it. Next I am going for the next discussion. What is the next discussion you see? Third stage I am coming. I can write this entire thing into one place only. But actually, when you go to the programming in real time, we will write different places, we will write it. And we can reuse wherever we like it. Coming to this next one. What is this? This program accepts two values from where? Keyboard. That is nothing but end user and gets the result. Result in the sense in the form of division, result in the sense in the form of user-friendly message. We are going to see. After that, something I will add to it. Right. So, coming to the point of it, program accepts from, okay, ma, Venkatesh. Right. I will remove. Okay, na? Happy, huh? From 2 times. So, I'm writing. So, coming to the point of it, now I'm going to enter into program now. So, what is the use? Now I'm getting A is equal to accept input of enter. What is this now? First value, or I can say enter value of A. Enter value of A. Next, I'm going to take B is equal to int of enter input value of B. I'm taking value of B. A and B, I got it. Next, what I will do? I will send these two values to whom? Div division function. Division function is present into which module? So I need to say here division of what? A comma B. It is called what here? Function call or not? Function call. Let us save this once more. div demo.py. Save this code, execute this, observe it. Coming to this point of it, say, what is my program name? Py, div demo.py. Enter the first value. Carefully understand. Who will enter? End user. Beautiful. 10. Next value 2. And you will get an error now. You will get an error now. What is that error you see? Division name error you will get it because it is not found now. So let us go to that. Division is going to be called what? One function. From which module it is? div op module. div op module. There I will say. Come on. div op. From div op import division. Import what? Division. Understand? Very good. Let us say it is getting the result back or not. Because div op division function is returning the result in one case and raising the exception in another case. Suppose if the result is coming, I can say result is equal to. Right, students. Now I will write it, print the result. Here only I am writing div is equal to, comma, result I am writing. Save this code. Now I am going to execute this. See that 100. Now I am entering 20. Here no problem in giving my input. 120 entered by end user, accepted in main program, sending to division function. It goes to which place? div op division function. A value 100, B value 20. 20 is equal to 0. False. Return 100 by 20 is 5. 5 is returned to this result, and that result I am printing. Very clearly I am giving the answers. Next, that is called a successful result. Now I am entering 100 and then what? 0. Who is entering? End user. End user is entering and 100 and 0 passing to division function. Going to div op. Division function is taking 100 comma 0. 0 double equal to 0. 0 double equal to 0. It is called true. True means what? Raising an exception. Hitting an exception. Exception is nothing but a class name. That's why I developed a class. Right? That's why I developed a class. Well, going to this place, the moment when it is raising an exception, now with this example, it is raising an exception or not? Once an exception is raising, what will happen? It goes to where? Coming to main program and gives which message? Technical error message will come. Let us watch this now. A big message, tracing and everything. You see, what is that? Like zero division error, kvr division error. What is the kvr division error? It is a class. What is kvr? Module name. Understand? Every exception is called one type of class that is present into one module. So would you like to leave like this? Would you like to handle it? Would you like to leave this technical error message as it is, or would you like to handle? Handle means definitely you have to write in which block? Try and except block. So which one I am writing in try and except block? I will write it into this statement. I will write it. Which statement I am writing, ma? Only that statement I am writing. What is it? Except. Which exception? KVR division error. KVR division. Come on. Error. Come on, say what I am saying. I say \n don't enter 0 for denominator. Don't enter 0 for denominator. I hope you are understanding. Fine. I am writing what block here? Yes, beautiful. Result I am printing, and I am writing what block also? Just because in my program all the keywords are there or not? I am from which block? Finally block. Come on, my dear students, start. And here one error also will come. KVR division error is called one class or not? Belongs to which module? You are forgetting that, ma, very carefully. KVR file name, it is a module name or not? One code will be reused in another places. Reusing again and again many places. It is comes under what? Module name. So this is a class I am reusing in everywhere else. Wherever I am using, you need to go for importing that. So here also I imported division. And KVR 0 division error also I did not import. You will get error. Let me show you that. Let me show you that. Go again, execute, enter 10, and then what? 0. Who is entering? End user. Nice. Sending to whom? Division function. Go to div OP module. Division function 10 and 0. 0 is equal to 0. True. True means what? Raise. Very good. Sending to this program and you are handling. But when it comes to this place, PVM get a doubt. What is KVR division error? It is a class of which module? KVR. That I did not import. You see, press enter key, you will get an error. Please see that. Name error. What is this? It is asking, is it 0? Do you mean 0 division error? No, it is what? Yes. If it is a 0 division error, I am ready to hold. But it is KVR division. Where is it? It is asking. If it is there, PVM knows already. Where it is there? My own module. What is my module, ma? Come on. From KVR. Import KVR division. KVR division. Come on, students. Division. Error. Understand? Now you execute. Go back and execute. Such a bigger message is 100 and what? 0. Entered by end user. Passing to this division function. Your PVM goes to this division function. 100 and 0. 0 double equal to 0. True. Raising an exception. Hitting an exception. Once you hit, it will go to the place from where it is transmitted. It is transmitted from this place. To the same place it will be hitted. There you are catching immediately. Once it hit, you are catching it and making it to generate what? User-friendly error message. After that, what message? See that? Press enter key. Beautiful. Don't enter 0 for denominator. I am from which block? Finally block. Did you understand? So is it working like a 0 division error or not? Next, one more time I will say 100 and what? 20. 120 entered by application user, sending to the division function. Go to the div OP. What is this AB? 120. 20 double equal to 0, false. Coming to else, written 100 by 20. 100 by 20. 100 by 20 is called what? 5. 5 is written to the main program. Result is containing 5. No exception came. It came to where? Else part. Ajay Kumar, why index error ma? Ajay Kumar, why index error ma? See, div is equal to what? Result. And I am from which block? Finally block. See that? div is equal to what? 5.0. I am from which block? Finally block. Clear? How many programs I wrote it? 3 programs. I wrote separate. I can write in one place itself. But always think in the mind. People can't write in real time. Project is a teamwork, independent work, teamwork, single person work. It's a teamwork. You do something, I will do something, that will be finally integrated together. So let us go to the place. I'm going to give you the clarity on same thing I can write in one place only. Let me show you that same thing I will write it in one place. I will take this now. Let me write it. Let me take up and show you in one place. No need to go for any such type of things. I will write like this. Next I will go for one more thing. I will take this entire thing in one place only. Because these all are very, very important. So it's a teamwork. I will write the main program also. I will write this everything into one place. Main program also, I will write it into one place. But always keep in mind, this is called main program. Main program. Let us say this is, what is this? Sample.py. It is not the case. We can write in one place, no problem. But it is teamwork. So you will do something, I will do something. Finally, it will be integrated. So save this sample.py, my dear students. Execute ma. Here I am saying sample.py, sample.py, py, sample.py. Enter the first value, 10 and 0. I am getting. Don't enter 0 for denominator. 100 and So something like a 20, you are getting the result like this. Is it okay? Moreover, you see, I will enter, see my dear students, I will enter 100 here, ABC I will enter. Whenever I enter ABC, what is happening? In this place only you are getting an exception. In this place only you are getting an exception. For that I need to write those statements inside the try block or not? Yes or no? Yes. So which exception is coming? Value error is coming. Value error is coming. But those statements are outside of the try block or not? So outside of the try block means is the PVM will monitor that exception? No. Simply it gives which exception, which message? Yeah. See that technical error message is coming or not? So to avoid that, what should I do? Go to that. Write this try block under where? You please extend it. Where? I am writing what? Try. Say this line is like this. And write what? Come on, ma. Except which error? Except which error? Value error. Value error. Print off. \n. Don't enter. STRs. Next is called what? Alphanumerics. And next is what? Symbols. I am saying that symbols. Right. Done. You please enter this and execute. See that 100 ABC. What is coming? Don't enter like that. Now you say 10 and 0. You see the answer. Don't enter 0 for denominator. Now similarly, when I go to my previous program, according to the real-time requirement, I will write this. Try in this place itself. Where I am writing? Here only I am writing try. And I will move this type of lines in this place. Did you understand, students? And this except block is there, na? I will write even this type of thing in this place. Here I will write it. As usual, I will write. So here I am writing all sorts of exceptions I am writing. Right? And any such type of thing is coming, I will write what? Except print. Something went wrong. I'm just giving, it's a policy which I'm writing for easy maintenance of my code. Execute my program finally. div demo.py 120 smooth, problem is not there. And 100 and 0, and don't enter 0 for denominator. And 100 and ABC, you will get don't enter STRs and all those things. So the beauty behind this program is we are writing our own exception, we are writing our own message along with predefined exceptions. You can write the same code by writing in where? Multi-exception, multi-catch also you can do. Multi-exceptions also you can handle it. Right? You want to see that? I can take it. Here I am writing. Python here I am writing. Along with this my exceptions, KVR division error. And next is called what? Value error, you can write it. So, comma value error, I can say. This message also I can write it here. This message also I can write it here. Yes, it is written. And I will remove this. So this is I am saying that div demo1.py. Yes, save this code. div demo1.py. Execute py div demo1.py. 100 and what? 0. No problem. Now I am going to get it. See, one message, other message also coming. 100 and then say 123 ABC. You are getting the messages are coming. That means along my PVM is treating my class name also along equally with what? Predefined classes. Because I developed my classes separately, which is a subclass of what? Exception. So my class also will be added to the library of predefined exceptions. Did you understand? So students who are in the online, is it comfortable, students? Umesh, sir, we used exception class keyword, but no need to call any module, sir. Umesh, Which is the default module, ma? What is the default module name in Python? You forget that. So what is the default module? By default, to every program, one module is imported. What is that? Built-ins. In the built-ins, exception class is present. Exception class is present. Very good question this is. Exception is also one class, na? By default, in which module it is present? Built-ins module. Zero division error present in built-ins module. Value error is present in built-ins module. Type error is present in built-ins module. Index error, key error. Some of the normal exceptions are present into where? Built-ins module. A module is a collection of variables, functions, classes. Umesh, did you understand, ma? Right. Right. Pranav, very good. So, very good. Kurva, did you understand, ma? You got some small error, you got some small doubt also, you raised it. I hope you understand, I hope so. With this explanation, I hope you understood. Kurva, did you understand, ma? So please express it. Okay. So it's a small example. I made you to understand with a small division by 0. Our own exception is done. Now, coming to the raise keyword. Shall we understand raise keyword? Yes, ma. Alias name for? Why can't you give, ma? It is also same as previous only, na? As X, as A. You can give. You can give. You can give. Happily you can give. No problem. Right? You can give as you are working with predefined things, how you are doing. Same thing you can give also. But here, you are not going to get any message. Why? Because I just said only the name of the class, na? I said only the name of the class. If you want any message you want to give, I can give with the constructors. With the constructors you can do. Because constructors you don't know, na? So I will explain in oops. We can go that time constructors and all. So alias name, happily you can go for ma. Puja. You can go happily. So KVR division error as KD. As something like I can write it KS. You can write it. So you can write it as what name? KS. Why not? Why not? So go to that. Yes, sir. DIV demo. Yes, DIV demo. You say 10 and next is what? 0. Am I getting answer or not? So don't think that whatever we discussed, happily you can carry forward it. Puja, did you understand, ma? Puja. Come on. Coming to the point of it. Yes. So Soundarya, you put some question mark, ma. I did not see your doubt. Kurva, any other simple one with raise, sir? Yes, ma. I'm going to use it. Is it mandatory to define a class to use raise keyword? Raise keyword will not be used for class, ma. Raise keyword will be used inside of a function. Raise, what is the syntax? Exception class name. Exception class name already defined or not? How many phases are there here? 3. One is development of exception. Number 2, hitting the exception. Number 3, handling the exception. 3 phases. So coming to back, here I am going to give you the clarity. At the time of dealing with, so I'll write a small thing here. I'll just take it. In this case, I'll just write some small example. Small example I'm writing. Not only that, I'm writing here. Come on to this pin error. Kurva, I will come to that, ma. Wait some time. I will come to one more example. Don't worry. I'll make you to understand. Colon pass. Now, like this, I can write it. Take the class name, exception, say pass. Now I'm going to give the clarity on this. Hence, I'm going to give some clarity point. Hence, to develop, I'm giving to develop any programmer defined exceptions. Programmer defined exceptions. What should we do? To develop programmer defined exception based or to develop, I write, programmer defined exception based applications, we must ensure that there exist how many phases? There must exist three phases. They are first one is what? Development of what? Programmer defined exception subclass. Already guidelines are there. Second one is development of a function which will hit which exception? Programmer defined exception. Next is called what? Development of main program. Development of which program? Main program for handling exception. Okay, for handling the exception. I hope you are understanding what I am trying to explain here. For handling the exception. In this case, our class is defined. In this case, our thing is explained it. This is a program of main program. So in this case, this is called exception development. If you want, I can write it. This is comes under, come on ma, phase 1. What is the phase 1? This one, development of exceptions. Development of exception class. We did that. So here I am saying, of course, here I am writing done. Next, the second stage is what? Second stage you come, development of what? Hitting the exceptions. In this place, I hope div op. This is comes under phase 2. Phase 2. What is the phase 2? Development of function. Development of function which will hit the programmer defined exception. With which keyword? Raise keyword. I will take second example also. Another simple example also I will take it. Okay. Last one is called what? Phase 3. This is called what? Phase 3. What is the phase 3 says? Development of normal program. I hope it is where it is. Third one, development of main program which will handle the exception. I hope div op. So 1 minute. So this is the third one, div op. This place. Development of main program for handling the exception. Where we are using which one? Try and which block? Except block. Try and except block. Try and except blocks are there. Very good. This is about 3 phases. I can define everything in one place also, but it is not recommended. Keep in mind that this is not recommended. This is the main program of third one. This is the one more point I will say. Second point it is, here I am writing, exception. And the third one is called what? Here you know, development of programmer defined exception with subclasses. This is one more type of phase. I'm writing. It is called one type of class. I hope you are understanding. Class name, function name, and next is called what? Main program handling the exceptions. Is it okay, students? Fine. So I'm advising, don't write all at once, because no person can write all the coding standards in one place. So they are going to be spread and scattered in different file names. That's why the better approach is what? Write in separate place, development of exception. Write in separate place about what? Hitting the exception. and write a separate program for what? Handling the exception where try and except block. So how many keywords are there? 5. What are those? Try, except, else, finally, rise. So exception actually birth will start from rise. Once it rise, once it hit, need to handle it. Handling means compulsory blocks, try and except. In that you may get exception, you may not get the exception. If no exception, else. If exception, except will execute. In all the cases, finally will execute. That is an order. First except, raise, try, except, else, finally. That is an order of the keywords. Okay. Shall we go for the next example? Write down. So this I will post as it is. Next case. Write a Python program. Write a Python program. Yash. Exception is not class ma. Exception is not a keyword. Yash. Sir, KVR division error. Exception. Pass. Sir, here exception is a keyword. No ma. Seek. Ash. You see ma. Exception or base exception. You see the diagram which is just now explained. Exception or base exception is called what? Superclass for all exceptions. It is a boss of all the exceptions. So you are inheriting that exception handling facility into my class. My class also will become what? Exception class. Understand? So, Yash, did you understand? Yes, ma. Keywords. Just now I said na? Kuruva. Order is, tell me, all of you, tell me, start. Raise, try, accept. Next, else, finally. That is an order. Kuruva, did you understand? Fine. So, I hope you understand this. Write down. Write a Python program. Write a Python program which will generate multiplication table, which will generate multiplication table. Full stop. Next line. Hit the exception when the number is negative. Hit the exception when the number is negative. Yes, ma. Pranav. Exception is a base class. Na, you have to take compulsory na mandatory, that is. Pranav, it is a mandatory. You have to write it. Then only exception handling capability will be coming inside of it. It's a mandatory. Fine. Hit the exception when the number is negative. Continue. Hit the another exception when the number is 0. How many exceptions I am taking? For more knowledge, I am taking 2 exceptions. Hit the exception when the number is 0. Okay. Continuation. Display the multiplication table when the number is positive. Display the multiplication table when the number is positive. Display the multiplication table when the number is positive. Display the multiplication table when the number is positive. How many exceptions I have to develop today? 2. One is, yes ma, Vishwa, very good. Very good. So this is my question. Vishwa, right. You are posting the question. Very good. So it will reduces my job. I can do quickly. So this is my question. See. Write a Python program which will generate multiplication table. Hit the exception when the number is what? Negative. Hit the another exception when the number is what? 0. Display the multiplication table when the number is positive. Just to see that. So here one exception I will take. Here I will take one exception. What is an exception you will take, ma? Here. What is an exception you will take? Come on, ma. Negative error. I'm designing my own class. I'm taking. Don't ask me, sir, how you got negative error. I'm taking my own name. You take your own name. Right or not? Next. What is this now? Zero error. Zero error. Yes or no? Are they predefined or programmer defined? Very good. Another one is also going to come. One is, what is that? I'm going to convert my number. I'm going to convert my number into what type? I'm going to convert my number into what type? I'm going to convert my number into which type? Into type. One minute, ma. Students, please wait for one few seconds. One small announcement I'm going to give. Please wait. Please wait, all of you. Yes, dear students, first offline students, listen. This is one QR code. All of you, this is one QR code. This will be pasted outside of this class. You just scan this and fill up the details, and you will get an ID card within 2 to 3 days. This you scan it, you will get the ID card. Okay, this is to avoid the problems of this wrong identification and also all those things. For security purpose, this is just provided. So you will paste it outside the class, you scan it and then fill up the form. Okay, na? Right. So for online students, you will get that in your Google Classroom link. So when they paste that QR code, you try to scan it and then submit when the online students are getting some identification purpose. Right. So let us continue this discussion now. Shall we start? Yeah. Let us start the example now. All of you help me. First I will develop what? Yes, ma. Ajay Kumar. They will upload, ma. They will upload. So don't be hurry. So don't be hurry. So go to where now? First I will develop what first? Exceptions. First I will develop exceptions or not? Come on. Class. What is that, ma? Negative error. Negative error of what? Exception. Colon what? Pass. Next, one more I will write it. Class, what is that? Zero error of what? Exception. Base exception, no problem. You take whatever you like it. Base exception. Colon what? Pass. Sir, why are you taking error? It is the style of PSF people. Zero division error, index error, like that, ending with error. My class also will be ending with what? Error. No need to go for error. You write your own name, but we follow the style of PSF also. Okay, na? Yeah. So this I am going to take it under one file name. What is my file name? Exceptions. EXCEPTS dot what? PY. What is this now? File name. And what acts as what name? Excellent. And this development, come on, ma, what is this now? Phase 1. What is this phase 1? Development of what? Programmer defined exceptions. What is this exception and base exception? They are called super classes. They are called what? Super classes. Okay, right. So about the superclass, subclass, there is the inheritance topic is there. There I will explain once again. Single inheritance, multi-level inheritance, hybrid inheritance, hierarchical inheritance, single inheritance. So many inheritance types are there, which I am explaining in detail. So nothing to worry about it. This is only called what? Class. Pooja, next one, ma, next one. In class we use function. Did I explain to classes, ma? Pooja, is it necessary? If I explain classes in functions now, you will be getting doubt, ma. No need to define inside the class functions. Just to follow what I am explaining. Okay, ma? Don't feel complex by ourselves. Right. Now this is comes under execute. Except exceptions dot py. Go to this place. Case 2. Case 2. Case 2. In this place I will save it. In this place I will save it. Okay, na? Fine. Now I will go for what? Multiplication table program I will go. Second phase is there or not? Come on. What is the second phase? Go. What is my second phase? Please look at. Phase number 2. Define a phase number 2. Define a development of what? Function. Development of what? Function. Development of function. Development of function for what? For displaying result and hitting hitting exceptions. Hitting exceptions. What is this now? Tell me. MUL table dot py. Come on now. DEF. What is my function name? Table of what? N. Come on, students. If n double equal to what? Say. I forget. Raise. Zero error. Raise zero error. Beautiful. Come on, next please. If n less than what? 0. Come on. Raise negative error. What is zero error, negative error? Kuru, are you following, ma? Kuru, are you following? Say, come on. From except import star. Excepts, okay. From exceptions, already it is there. From exceptions, excepts, negative error and what? Actually, star is not recommended. You can write what? Come on, ma. Negative error, comma. Okay. Negative error, comma, zero error. Beautiful. Okay, students. Next, please. Else. What I should do in else? Yes, that's it. Print of something like this of 40. Print of multiplication table for dot format of what? N. Print of say something like this of 40. I say for I in range of 1 comma 11, say print of I say backslash t into right is equal to dot format of n comma I comma n into I. This is normal for you. Nothing is difficult. Print of say something like what? 40. Okay, na? This is called what? Exception hitting, displaying the result. Okay, well, let us go to this. Save this place. Beautiful. Yes. Coming to next main program or not? Yes, students, main program or not? What is the main program is doing, ma? Handling the exceptions or not? Yes. Coming to this place, phase 3, development of which program? Main program, which will what? Do what? Handle the exceptions. Which will handle the exceptions. How do I do it now? MUL table demo.py. Table.py. Just only main program. That's it. Main program. Okay. Come on. N is equal to int of input of what? Enter a number. Enter a number. Okay. If n. Okay. What is this? Directly. What is my function name? Table of. Right or not? Table of what? N. Where is that n is present? From MUL table. Import what function? Table function. Modules only, everything. Okay. This table function is ready to hit how many exceptions? To handle both of them. See, don't handle. You don't handle. See the exceptions. What are you facing? See the exceptions. What are you facing? Go back. Go back. CD. Come out. CD. Case 2. Case 2. Now see. PY. ML demo. I say some 12. I got the result. Okay. No problem. But I'm testing for the strongness also. Minus 12. See how big error is coming. What is the error is coming? What this message is called? You are raising, you are hitting, but you are not handling. Say next, 0. See, 0. Again exception. Next you see, KVR 12. KVR 12. Value error. How many exceptions are there? 2 programmer defined, 1 predefined. Go back. How beautiful coding this is. I say try. Come on. I say try. First exception is what? Value error, because I will take the predefined. No need to write a predefined first programmer. Any order you can write it. Print off. What is my message? What is my message? Don't enter alphanumerical values. Don't enter alphanumerical values, symbols, etc. Come on, next. Next ma. Negative error. Negative error. Print off what? \n. What is this? Don't enter negative numbers. Don't enter negative numbers. Next. Let it be up to that. Try to watch once. Try to watch once. From where? excpts. Import. Which error? Negative error. Why I am not taking value error? By default present in built-ins module, which is imported to every Python program. Execute. See, go. See that. Enter the number. Say something like 13. Well, enter the number 12 ABC. Don't enter alphanumerics. Value error is handling. Next, enter program -12. Don't enter negative number. Next, enter 0. 0. What is happening? See, no more except block. It is coming out of it and gives which message? Technical error message. Go back and then write what block also. Come on, ma. Except 0 division error. 0 division. Sorry. 0. Yeah. 0 error. Say, tell me. \n. Don't enter. Don't enter. What is this? 0. Don't enter 0. Execute. Don't enter 0. See, my dear students, 0. What happens? Okay. So I need to import or not? What is this? 0 error. Yeah. 0 error. Say this. Done. 0. Don't enter 0. Say -23. Don't enter negative number. Say 23 ABC. Don't enter alphanumerical value. What should I enter then? Not perfect number you enter. Say some number called 19. Output. Any problem is there? Develop your own exception. Easy or difficult? Easy or difficult? Easy. So ultimately, you look at students here. Students, did you understand this example? Did you understand this example? Kuruva, you asked me one more example, student. So I gave this example. So I will show you which keyword? Raise keyword. So did you understand raise? Where you will use raise keyword? Inside the function body. When the condition is satisfied, you will use it. Predefined exceptions, implicitly raise is used. Programmer defined explicitly will use the raise. Right. Go back to this. Now I will show you. Instead of writing and it takes some time, I will take it exception here and I will take which keyword there? Raise keyword. I'll just want to show you. In 1 minute you can understand. Right. Raise keyword is used for hitting, raising, generating exception, provided some condition must be satisfied or not. Right. Are you following my point? Yes. Syntax, if, condition, what is this? Raise, exception class name. That exception class name is which class name? Programmer defined exception class name. Are you understanding? See the simple example. Of course, KVR, import KVR division error. If denominator is 0, raise KVR division error. So raise keyword is easy or difficult? Dead easy. So did you understand all the points of exception handling keywords? Right. So next, when I come back to tomorrow's class, Umesh, okay mom, good. So every class is like that only, but classes are increasing, much interesting will start, provided you and you also read continuously, you will feel very easy. So tomorrow I will go for what? Case study I will go for it. ATM case study I will explain. And I will explain little password concept also I will explain. Password concept. Get pass module is there. In that, how to get the password. Kurva, regular expressions will come after whoops features I will explain. Regular expressions will come after whoops features. It is there in our class, a biggest discussion. We will explain that. Right. So, yeah, Pranav. Right. Okay, ma Pranav. Thank you. So, NumPy will come after regular expressions. NumPy and pandas will be the last part of it. Now I will upload these notes. Okay, na? Shall stop my class. And tomorrow I will go for ATM case study with more number of exceptions. I will go for it. I will explain, ma. PEP is very, very easy to understand. I will explain that. It is not a big deal at all. It's very easy. First, programmatically, we will see all those things. So that are all called inbuilt. That I will explain it. Python enhancement proposals they are called. I will explain it. Don't worry about it. Okay. Both of them I will upload in the net. Google Drive. You just download it. Thank you. Right.